What's up, everybody? Hellfire, back once again with Danganronpa 2 Goodbye Despair. Now, where we last left off, you saw the last half of the investigation process because the first half cut out on me. Did not record when I pushed the record button. So, in case you didn't see that video, let me sum it up for you. Basically, somebody killed Ibuki and killed Hiyoko. Now, who was it? We will find out in this class trial. Maybe not today, maybe not even tomorrow, but we will find out when I continue the video next time, and then maybe the next time after that, because normally it takes me 3 videos to do a class trial. But let's get right into it. My, it feels pretty toothless with all these empty seats. Well, 2 people got killed at the same time, and Nekomaru's not here either.
Hey!
Is Nekomaru really not participating? If he's alive, you should invite him.
No!
Yeah, I kind of agree with Monokuma on this. Like, why bother? Because he isn't going to know anything to help us in this class trial because he's been gone for a while. Why bother? What?
Well now.
Now then, let's begin.
Yahoo!
It's the beginning of the long-awaited class trial. Please enjoy it to your heart's content. Oh, I will. And so, the curtain to the 3rd class trial was about to open. Ibuki Miyota, the ultimate musician. She was really loud, but she was the mood maker of our group. I agree with you there, Hajime Hinata. She really lightened the mood of the group. When we got down because our other friends died, like Mahiru, and like freaking Teruteru and Byakuya and Mahiru and Peko, she definitely lightened the mood there. When I was with her, all of my pain and suffering just seemed to melt away. Hiyoko Sayanje, the ultimate traditional dancer. Oh yeah, she's so foul-mouthed that I kind of forgot that she was an actual traditional dancer. Just from looking at her Whoa, Hajime Hinata, calm down there, bro. She is a lolly. She is too young for you, man. Just from looking at her adorable face, you'd never know she was actually selfish and foul-mouthed. But she was trying to change herself, and she was desperately trying to come to terms with Mahiru's death. The person who killed those 2 among us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 faces on that one. Oh wait, I freaking didn't see the part. I definitely can't believe it, but whether I believe it or not is irrelevant. Okay, back. And there's only 3 on that one? Unless I figure out the truth, I won't be able to escape from this hell. Look, there are only 2 more on this one, and it's me and Akane. That's why I must find out no matter the cost. For our sake. For our friends' sake. For Ibuki and Hiyoko's sake. We gotta do it. And so, the curtain to the 3rd class trial was about to open. This life-threatening trial, billowing with hope and despair, has begun. Would you like to save your current progress? Yes, please. Oh, wait. Yes, I wish to overwrite. Set skills. Wait. Are these getting rid of the skills or? Or are these adding the, I don't know. Hold on. I don't know if that adds them or not. Finish preparations. Trial. All
Now
rise.
then, let's begin with a simple explanation of the class trial.
Hold on. Water break. Okay, back.
During the class trial, you will present your arguments for who the killer is and vote for who done it. If you vote correctly, then only the blackened will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong person, I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and that person will earn the right to leave this island. Oh well, who cares about this boring explanation? Let's get on with it already!
Yeah, I kind of agree. Let's get on with it already, because we've heard this explanation so many times, and especially in the last game that I recorded over.
I don't mind starting the trial, but I don't really have a grasp of how the case played out. You know, because I was asleep the whole time.
Hold on. Wait. Oh yeah, he was in the hospital the whole time.
Even if you do grasp it, you're just gonna confuse the heck out of us, aren't you?
But Nagito's not alone. I don't really get it either.
You're fine. Your head's empty anyway.
Whoa. Kazuichi, my dude. That is rude to be saying to a girl like Akane. Coming from you, especially.
Empty head? Huh. What's wrong with that?
Okay. Never mind, Kazuichi. I agree with you now.
Listen up! The emptier your head, the more dreams you can stuff inside it, you know?
I mean, she does have a point there, but I still agree with Kazuichi. You are kind of a empty-headed person since you said what's wrong with that. But okay, whatever.
Anyway, we shouldn't proceed with the trial if those two can't participate in the arguments. Since he's the first witness, why don't we ask Hajime to explain the incident and the sequence of events?
Yes, let's do that. With pleasure, Chiaki. With pleasure.
Then, let's start with when we split into the hospital team and motel team because of the despair disease. The hospital team consisted of Nagito, Ibuki, and Akane, who were infected, and Mikan, Fuyuhiko, and me.
Who weren't infected.
The other 5 on the motel team were myself, Gundam, Kazuichi, Chiaki, and Hiyoko.
Spending the night at the hospital was prohibited, so Hajime and I had to sleep at our cottages.
Is it me, or did his voice get deeper?
I woke up at my cottage on the day the incident happened. Mikan came by to wake me up and told me that Nagito had recovered from his symptoms.
Yeah, Mikan came and woke you up. Come to wake you up. But really, she fell asleep on you.
We immediately headed over to the hospital, and after we confirmed his recovery, I made Mikan rest in the on-call room, since she hadn't slept all night, while I waited in the hospital lobby. And then, I saw the incoming signal light on the surveillance camera blinking before our scheduled time.
Okay.
When I
And
pressed the
that's when he
button
saw
to turn
the
on the
video.
monitor, what appeared on screen was
The video.
a video of someone wearing a hospital gown and a hemp bag on their head, climbing a stepladder. Amazing! That's such a heart-pounding story! And then what did you do, Hajime?
Are you stupid? Obviously, I ran to the music venue to go check on who it was or try to stop them.
I tried to stop them, of course.
Yeah, exactly.
I rushed out of the hospital and ran to where the video was being recorded, the music venue.
Any person with a heart, any person with a mind would try and stop them.
But it was too late. I By the time I arrived, the person wearing the hemp bag on their head was already hanging from the ceiling. I thought I should tell the others right away, so I headed to the motel.
Why the motel?
Because there were more able-bodied people there. Why would we tell people in the hospital, like you, Akane, and Ibuki, who was supposed to be in the hospital, but no, she was dead. There was only Mikan and Fuyuhiko at the hospital.
Because it was close to the music venue, and unlike the hospital, there were more able-bodied people there.
Exactly, there were.
That's what I thought, but the only person who came with me was Chiaki.
But I remember feeling a little relieved because not long after, we met up with Mikan and Fuyuhiko.
We were also looking for Ibuki since she disappeared from our sight.
After I rested for a bit, I started counting everyone at the hospital. And then I noticed Ibuki was gone, so I sprinted out of the hospital. Coincidentally, I ran into Fuyuhiko, so I pled with him in various ways to see if he could help me out.
Whoa, what do you mean in various ways? What did you do?
Various ways?
Don't say it like that and confuse people.
Oh, he's blushing.
After I heard from those two that Ibuki disappeared, I had a feeling she was the person wearing the hemp bag. So I immediately led them to the music venue.
But the door wouldn't open. Since we had no other option, the four of us broke down the door.
And that's when they found Hiyoko.
We didn't just find Ibuki's body. We also found Hiyoko's. And not just that. Her body was taped to a pillar.
That's when we heard the body discovery announcement. Not once, but twice in a row.
Yeah. But you have to remember, Hajime, only 3 people at a time. That's when the body discovery announcement goes off. When you first discovered the body, the first body, it didn't go off because you were the only one that saw it.
And so we decided to lower the hanged body, didn't we?
When we removed the hemp bag, just as we feared, it was Ibuki.
So that's how the case played out. Thank you. I understood it very easily.
Well, it's clear what the problem with this case is. When Hajime left the music venue, who...
Wait, how do I know anything Hajime just said is true?
First off, anything that comes out of my mouth, you should believe is true. But anything that comes out of your mouth, we shouldn't even trust. Huh?
Sorry, I'm only being impartial right now. And the story I just heard is clearly suspicious.
Okay, how? How is this suspicious, Nagito? Enlighten me.
Hajime, if you're the only one who saw the hanging video, and the first one to discover Ibuki's body, then you could be lying as much as you want right now, right?
I mean, technically, yeah, but...
Lie? Why would I lie?
Yeah, exactly. Why would I lie?
Obviously. So you could make us ignore what might be an inconvenient truth for you.
Do you doubt me?
If you're not lying, I would like you to prove it.
Oh, no. I know how we're gonna have to prove it. Mikan and I were together this morning.
Come on, try to prove it to me. Prove you're not the killer.
It's just as Kazuichi said, Nagito's the kind of guy who will just confuse us and make matters worse. Damn it. I should have explained it to Nagito. I'm in trouble now thanks to that. Here we go. Okay, make your argument. Let's see what I have. Surveillance camera unit, surveillance monitor video, and movie invitation ticket. Okay, let's see.
Hajime's testimony is clearly suspicious.
If Hajime's testimony is a lie,
Testimony is a lie.
then the fact that Ibuki hung herself...
That would also be a lie.
I don't think I can deny that possibility.
Testimony is a lie.
After all, Hajime's the only witness.
Why would Hajime lie?
Well, obviously because he's the killer.
Did Hajime kill both of them?
The fact that the bodies were imitating the movie
Oh, no,
means
no,
it probably is Hajime's fault.
Okay, I know what I have to do. He knows. He knows I didn't see the video. He knows I didn't see the movie till after they were dead. I'm not the killer. There should be a contradiction somewhere. Because there's no way I would have been able to do something like that. He
Hajime's
knows.
testimony is clearly suspicious.
Hold on. As I was saying, he knows I didn't go see that movie until after I saw the bodies.
If Hajime's testimony is a lie...
How do you fast forward again?
Then the fact that Ibuki hung herself...
That would also be a lie.
I don't think I can deny that possibility. After all, Hajime's the only witness.
I
Why
can't
would
even
Hajime
remember
lie?
how to freaking fast
Well,
forward.
obviously, because he's the killer.
Did Hajime kill
circle.
both...
The fact that the bodies were imitating the movie.
Yeah, I couldn't
No,
know.
that's wrong! I'm not the killer!
I mean, there's no way I'd be able to imitate that movie.
Of course you're not. I already knew that.
Then stop bringing us around in circles.
Huh?
Before the incident, Hajime had never watched that movie. His invitation ticket is proof of that. Each person only received one ticket, and they're marked with a stamp that shows the date and time. Isn't that right, Monokuma?
Yes, no mistakes there.
Which means there's no way Hajime, who never saw the movie, could commit murders that imitated it.
Then why take us around in circles and circles and accuse me of being a murderer?
Or did anyone tell him what happens in the movie? Of course no one did, right?
Hold on a sec! You're the one who brought this up in the first place!
Nagito, what are you doing?
Well, since we're opening with your witness testimony, I thought we should solidify the foundation. It also provides a good warm-up.
Nagito, how about we do this, Nagito? How about you just sit there, shut up, and listen to us talk about the investigation? Alright, thank you very much.
What warm-up? This isn't a game, you know.
Don't get mad. I just think warming up is really important. Especially since this isn't a game.
What a waste of time. Well, I knew it would turn out like this anyway.
Yeah, because he's a waste of time.
Now then, since we know Hajime's testimony is reliable, let us move on to the arguments.
So this means Ibuki definitely climbed the stepladder all by herself, right?
No, I still think that's a big no on that.
Yeah, I'm positive.
Then that seals it! Ibuki committed suicide!
No, because if that was the case, who would have killed Hiyoko?
If Ibuki committed suicide, then who killed Hiyoko?
Yeah, exactly.
A murder coincidentally occurring in the same place as a suicide. Ain't possible, huh?
Exactly.
Like I said before, it's pretty clear what the problem with this case is. The killer murdered Hiyoko while Hajime was gone.
No, they couldn't have. I was only gone for like 10 minutes.
So all we gotta do is establish who could have possibly done that.
Then let's ask Hajime. How long would you say you were away from the music venue?
He's gonna say about like 10
I
minutes.
couldn't have been gone for more than 10 minutes.
Exactly.
So they killed Hiyoko and taped her up within 10 minutes? There's no way that's possible.
It's because she was hidden. I'm pretty sure of it.
That's why the killer stalled for time by making the music venue a closed room.
No, because then how would we have... They would have had to been hiding and waited for everybody to leave the music venue, but everybody ended up showing up later. So they had to have been out of the music venue.
What do you mean, a closed room?
The killer blocked the venue door from the inside to try and keep us from entering right away.
However, that door is the only entrance to the music venue, right? If they blocked the door from the inside, the killer would not have been able to leave either.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Which means, when we broke down the venue door, the killer was still inside.
No, they weren't.
They were?
If that's the case, The only suspicious people are those who don't have an alibi for that time. And that's you two! Sonia and Kazuichi!
Me too?
What the hell? Why's it gotta be us?
Well, because no one even saw you.
The others
guys.
all have alibis. Chiaki, Mikan, Hajime, and I all broke down the venue door together.
Which is true.
Gundam met up with Hajime at the motel right before that.
Also true.
And if Akane and Nagito were laid up in the hospital, the only person that leaves is one of you.
He's got a point there.
There's another person who doesn't have an alibi. You know, Nekomaru.
Okay, shut up.
Me too!
Hey, why are you talking like... Huh? You're kidding, right? You're not up to something weird, are you?
Please stop making bad jokes.
Anyway, if the killer was hiding inside the venue, we should obviously doubt the people who don't have alibis.
What a wicked way of backing us into a wall! Is this his professional skill?
I mean, he is a Yakuza. The killer was inside the music venue. Hiyoko obviously thinks so, but is that really it? No, it's not. There's no way they could have been in there. Okay, let's see what we got here. Stepladder, semi-transparent globe, surveillance monitor, video. It's gonna be the semi-transparent globe.
The killer was still inside the music venue.
I'm pretty sure.
By locking the door from the inside, they tried to keep us from getting in.
It's probably gonna be from the inside.
It seems they were trying to stall for time.
That's true.
How did they lock the door?
Kinda.
That door should not have had a lock.
The lock was on the floor in front of the door.
Are you talking about the broken drumstick?
You can use that as a bolt to lock the door. By
But
doing
that's
that, the
not
killer
it.
who was hiding inside waited till we gathered together and suddenly appeared.
So they looked like they had just rushed over.
I have seen this in serial crime dramas.
If the door was really locked from the inside, then what was the thing that thing I found? Yeah. Okay. So it's
The killer
where
was
I
still
thought it was
inside the
gonna be.
music by locking the door from the inside.
What?
They tried
Are
to
you-
keep us from getting in.
So wait, it doesn't work there?
It
I know it's
seems they
gonna
were
be
trying to stall for time.
Right? No, okay. Oh, it must not have hit it. Okay, hold on.
The killer was still inside by locking the door from the inside.
Okay, it didn't hit it
No,
at
that's
first.
wrong.
I was like, that should have been it. So I was right.
Wait a sec. There's also a possibility that the door was locked from the outside.
From the outside? How?
Ask the one who tasted it.
There was a semi-transparent glob stuck to the venue door. Maybe that's what they used.
Semi-transparent glob. Like rubber, maybe?
On the contrary, I'm pretty sure it was the opposite of rubber. It wasn't rubber at all. That semi-transparent glob was probably gummy. Yes, it was a gummy bear. Rubber, no. Gum, no. Glue.
I see! That semi-transparent glob must have been glue.
Glue?
Yeah, I think so too. It had a firm, gel-like chewiness, and I could smell workshop chemicals the moment I put it in my mouth. Based on all that, I'm certain it was glue.
I didn't know glue was edible.
You didn't know that? Funny story. I used to eat glue back when I was a kid. I'm pretty sure most kids back then ate glue. But back to reality.
I believe it is not something one typically eats.
I mean, yeah, unless you're a kid like the age of 6 or so.
That glue was only applied to the areas where both doors touched. By pouring it in the gaps of the closed door, they must have sealed the venue door from the outside.
And thanks to that, a glob of glue was left where the door was stuck. Yep, It fits perfectly.
But if you just stick them together with glue, you'd be able to break down the door easily, you know?
It depends on how strong the glue was.
That doesn't really matter. The killer only did that to make us think the door was locked from the inside.
What'd you say?
She's saying your theory was wrong, dude.
First of all, didn't that drumstick we found seem really obvious? Almost unnaturally so?
Yes, it did.
It was so obvious that it makes more sense to think the killer placed it as a diversion.
Are you saying the drumstick was a trap the killer set on purpose?
Obviously.
Then I totally fell for that fucking trap.
Apologize to Miss Sonia.
Don't worry,
and me.
bro.
However, you're not allowed to slice open your stomach this time.
Oh, but why not?
In a quarrel, both sides are to blame. That's why it's better to just have no sides at all.
Shut up, Monami.
So, during the 10 minutes Hajime left the venue, the killer murdered Hiyoko and created a closed space?
And they also taped her up after killing her, right?
Even quick work has limits.
Oh, what unimaginable speed for a slowpoke like me.
Mikan, don't be talking like that, girl. Please don't start talking like that.
If they couldn't have done it while Hajime was away from the venue, they must have done it earlier than that.
Earlier.
But when Hajime got to the venue, only Ibuki's body was there, right?
Yes, but which also brings me back to my theory where I think her body was hidden, but hidden where? I don't know. Oh, sorry, hit my mic.
And when you went back with everyone else, Hiyoko's body was there too, right? But it's possible that the body was just revealed at that time, when Hiyoko was actually killed earlier.
Just revealed?
Of course, the body wasn't revealed on its own. The killer did that too. Here, I have proof.
What? It's that piece of fabric I was looking at. Because Gundam said look above. And I looked above and I saw that fabric hanging on the baton lighting.
That scrap of paper. Is that what we found in the baton lighting at the music venue?
That's right, but just what is this scrap anyway?
It's a missing scrap of the wallpaper. What was that thick scrap of paper that was stuck to the baton lighting in the music venue? It should have been part of something originally. I should have seen what that was at the music venue. That's because you did. Then I should be able to figure out what it is. Oh no, not this again. I hate this minigame. Okay, I'm going to WALLPAPER. How do you... Okay. Hey. P-A-P... R... Oh wait, why did... There we go, wallpaper.
I got it!
It's that wallpaper we found in the freaking storage room.
That's scrap. Isn't it part of the wallpaper in the storage room?
Yep, see?
In the music venue storage room, there should have been black wallpaper that's the same color as that scrap. There was also a tear along the edge of the wallpaper, wasn't there? If so...
You're right. If you overlay the scrap that was caught on the lighting with the tear in the wallpaper... See? It fits perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
I see. So the scrap that was caught on the baton lighting was originally part of the wallpaper.
And what's wrong with that? Does it have something to do with Hiyoko's body disappearing?
Yes, it does, because the theory of her body being hidden means my theory was right.
A mere nobody like me isn't important enough to answer that. But if you guys were exceptional enough to identify that scrap of paper, you can figure this out easily.
That scrap of paper stuck to the baton lighting was part of that wallpaper I found in the storage room. Is it connected to the sudden appearance of Hiyoko's body? Meaning, did the killer use that wallpaper to make Hiyoko appear next to the pillar? If I trace it back from there, the answer should become clear. Alright, let's give it a try. Oh, logic drive, okay. Oh, how do I jump again? Okay, so triangles to jump. What? How'd I miss that? Question 1. Why did Hiyoko's body suddenly appear at the crime scene? It was hidden, obviously. What did the killer use to hide her body? The wallpaper. Because that's why the scrap was there. How did the killer hide her body with the wallpaper? They formed a wall or they covered the pillar. Ooh, it could be either one. I'm going with they covered the pillar though. Oh, yeah, I was right. Okay. Why did Hiyoko's body suddenly appear at the crime scene? It was hidden. What did the killer use to hide her body? The wallpaper. And how did the killer hide her body with the wallpaper? They covered the pillar.
It's all coming together! got it! Hiyoko's body was hidden before we found it.
Yes, which means she died before Ibuki died.
But it would have taken quite a long time to tape up a hidden body.
No, the body was already taped up and the killer hid it, along with the pillar using the wallpaper.
What? They hid the pillar?
Yeah, by wrapping the wallpaper around the pillar, the killer was able to create a slightly larger pillar. So when I first discovered Ibuki's body,
you can tell it's a little
Hiyoko's body
bigger.
was already there. However, because it was concealed within a slightly larger
change
pillar,
in size.
I didn't realize that at the time.
Well, that's understandable. I mean, it makes sense that you'd notice Ibuki's body right away.
So they used the baton lighting on the ceiling to hang the wallpaper?
Yeah.
The baton lighting forms a perfect circle around the pillar, so using it to hang the wallpaper totally fits.
Yeah, so you can tell a drastic change in the wallpaper size right there.
The reason the wallpaper was covered in so many stickers was to make it look like that pillar.
That's how they hid Hiyoko's body, and then peeled off the wallpaper as soon as I left the music venue.
But the killer made a mistake. They accidentally ripped off a piece of the wallpaper. And because of that, a scrap was left on the baton lighting.
Exactly.
The killer must have been in a hurry. Their plan took too long. Hajime could have walked in on them.
But going to the trouble of hiding the body and the pillar is very bold and risky.
But the crime itself would be much easier to pull off since they don't have much to do while Hajime's gone.
Yeah, all they had to do was rip off the wallpaper and put it back.
They just have to peel off that wallpaper and stash it in the storage room. It's not that big of a deal.
Then, when was Hiyoko actually killed?
Which also has the heat in the building that messed with her time of death.
Good point. And on that note, it's about time we shed some light on those imitation murders.
You mentioned imitation murder more than once. But what is that?
Are you kidding me? You haven't seen my masterpiece? The Wizard of Monami 2.5D?
Hey, don't put my likeness in your movies without my permission.
You're pretty noisy for someone who eats mothballs.
I don't eat mothballs. I just enjoy looking at them.
Why?
I knew it. There are so many similarities. It must have been intentional.
Ibuki's death by hanging matches the Scarecrow's death from the movie. Not just that, but Hiyoko getting taped up after her death matches the lion's death.
It's as if both crimes were replicas of scenes from the movie, although the mutilated Tin Man was omitted.
But why did the killer go to all this trouble in the first place?
Based on what we know, the reason the killer chose these imitations isn't that difficult to figure out.
The reason the killer imitated the two victims in that movie, they probably wanted to think everything was happening the same way it did in the movie, because they like movies to let their accomplice escape, to hide the weapon, no, to mix up the killing order.
I see! The reason the killer imitated two of the murders from the movie was so he'd mix up the killing order.
Exactly.
Then, Hiyoko was actually killed before Ibuki?
Yeah.
A valid line of reasoning.
Yeah, it's valid. The condition of Ibuki's body suggests that as well.
What do you mean? ... If you're going to cry and beg like that, then I guess I'll hear about the condition of Ibuki's body.
I'm not even crying.
You tell him, Chiaki.
I'll let you sob as much as you want later. Just hurry up and tell me before I change my mind.
What a jerk!
Oh, I see. You want me to explain it to you, right? Because you don't understand what I'm saying, right?
An even bigger jerk? Impossible!
Haha! She got you, Gundam. Wow, bro. Annihilated.
Look, Ibuki died because she hanged herself, right? That means when she was still alive, her feet were touching the floor.
What's wrong with that?
But it seems Ibuki was still standing when Hiyoko was killed.
Oh yeah, she had Hiyoko's blood on her.
That would mean Hiyoko was killed before Ibuki.
How light. Your words are so light as the sylph's feather.
What the heck is the sylph?
Your opponent is out of your league. It is too absurd to try to perplex me so inadequately.
Man, he's being annoying again.
First and foremost, you claim Ibuki's feet were touching the floor when Hiyoko was killed.
Yes.
How can a low-class creature with no psychic abilities like you know something like that?
Because she was doing something that's only possible if her feet were on the floor.
Because it's called hard evidence, bro. Hard evidence. Look at the bottom of her slippers. For fuck's sake, man.
It seems you suffer from a pathetic delusion.
You're one to talk.
Anyway, if this continues, we're just gonna talk in circles. I think it's best if we clarify Ibuki's status when Hiyoko was killed. Make your argument. Oh, yep, see right there. Blood on souls, candle, or stepladder.
When Hiyoko died, Ibuki's feet were on the floor.
That is true.
I am telling you to present your evidence.
Hold on. I will
Did you see her
present the
walking?
evidence. No.
If her feet were on the floor, was there any sign she stepped on something?
Yes. Ah, yes.
I agree with
I
that.
agree with that.
Just as Sonia said, Ibuki stepped on something. That something was blood. There were faint blood stains on the soles of her slippers.
Yep.
That is not Ibuki's blood, right? She suffered no external injuries.
Then it's Hiyoko's blood!
Hiyoko's only wound was a fatal slice on her neck. And she died almost instantly, right?
Right.
If Ibuki stepped on her blood...
It means Ibuki was still standing when Hiyoko was mortally wounded. Which means Ibuki was still alive at the exact moment Hiyoko was killed.
Don't underestimate the power of the evil
Shut up,
eye.
Gundam. Leave me alone.
Is that it? A shepherd dressed in his Sunday's finest still reeks of lamb, Hajime Hinata.
Does that mean you have a rebuttal?
Does that mean you have a rebuttal? That's a good line.
Yeah, that is a good line. And it's trademarked, so you can't have it.
But are you sure you're sure? If I show you how serious I am, this world might be destroyed, you know.
I don't care. Bring it on, man. Dot, dot, dot.
You're so frightened you can't even make a sound. It seems you've realized our difference in status. However, the time for conviction starts now. You better entertain me to the fullest.
Okay, let's have this rebuttal showdown, man. Ooh, okay, hold on. Scrap of paper, smudge on the floor, surveillance monitor, photo, and stepladder and candle. Okay.
You're saying the blood on Ibuki's feet belonged to Hiyoko? Ha! Impossible! Try to remember the crime scene. There was no... You can't step on blood.
No blood.
Just about to see a nice nightmare.
Wait, there was no blood on the... There was blood. Hold on. Despite his exaggerated protest, I feel like I've already seen an opening to encounter. Yeah. Is this a trap?
You're saying the blood on Ibuki's feet belonged to Hiyoko? Ha! Impossible! Try to remember the crime scene. There was no blood on the floor.
Yes,
Allow
there
me to
was.
cut through those words.
Got
That's not it. The reason there was no blood on the floor is because the killer wiped it away afterward.
it. Yeah.
Don't say such foolish things! You don't have proof of that at all!
Oh,
Yes,
really?
I do. If you look closely, there's a streak on the floor where blood was wiped away.
When the killer tried to hide Hiyoko's body, they probably cleaned the blood at the same time, but Ibuki must have already stepped in it, and the killer probably didn't even realize it.
The reason they wiped off the blood on the floor was so we'd mix up the order of the murders, right?
Right.
Even if they're able to hide Hiyoko's body, it'd be bad if her blood was left out in the open.
Exactly.
Plus, Ibuki's body was left out in the open, and it wasn't bleeding from any open wounds at all.
Hiyoko's body was probably wrapped in duct tape to stop her bleeding.
Actually, the bleeding will stop once the heart stops beating, so I don't think they had to go that far.
Aside from Mikon, none of us were aware of that fact, so the killer probably did not know it either.
Maybe the heater was running inside the music venue so it would screw with Mikon's autopsy?
More like it would screw with the time of death.
That's right! I didn't
And
know
that
the time
too.
of death because
Yeah.
of the heater!
Exactly.
If the time of death wasn't mentioned in the Monokuma file just to keep concrete evidence from us.
Yep. Since we have all this evidence, there's no one else who wants to object, right? Then it's decided. Hiyoko was killed before Ibuki.
It appears that it is wiser to retreat for now.
Yeah, you retreat, Gundam.
Fine then, but regardless of good or evil, there's no deceit in upholding one's convictions.
Can't you just shut up and back off?
Now then, let us resume our debate.
Wait a sec. There's something I want to run by Monokuma first.
Why?
Huh? Again? Didn't something like this happen last time too?
Hey, if the victim actually committed suicide, what are we supposed to do?
Suicide.
The same as always. You have to vote for who the killer is.
So you would have to vote for the person that committed suicide, just like in the last game.
Think about it. A suicide means you've killed the most important existence of all, yourself.
Exactly.
Unfortunately, that means there's no Blacken to punish, but I guess in a pinch, I can always punish Monami.
Nagito? What do you mean? If the victim actually committed suicide?
Well, I mean, I understand Hiyoko's death, but I'm wondering if Ibuki was really murdered.
I kind of agree with him. I've been
For
wondering
example,
that too.
it's possible Ibuki killed Hiyoko, and then committed suicide due to a guilty conscience, right?
That's totally impossible! Then she never would have killed her to begin with!
She was afflicted by the despair disease, remember? That means anything can happen.
But if Ibuki's the killer, she wouldn't have been able to falsify the sequence of the murders, right? After Hajime saw the hanged body, the sudden appearance of Hiyoko's body soon after means the killer had to be alive at that time.
Then she was alive! When Hajime first discovered Ibuki, she was just pretending to be dead.
No, there's no way.
If she waited until Hajime left, that's when she could have made her move and mess with the crime scene.
Bro, are you listening to yourself? She was hanged. The stepladder wasn't even underneath her. She couldn't have faked her death. Duh.
She hanged herself! Remember? There's no fucking way she could have faked that!
Exactly.
And if she was going to fake her death, I think she wouldn't have chosen hanging. Her body would have been defenseless in that state. If anyone touched her, that alone would have ruined her plan.
I see. So that means there's no doubt that someone killed those two. I'm glad. Now I'm free to search for the killer.
What the heck?
There's still one more issue on my mind. If Ibuki didn't commit suicide, then just what was that video Hajime saw?
That was someone pretending to be Ibuki. Huh? Yeah, it went all quiet.
According to that video you saw, Ibuki was by herself when she climbed the stepladder, right?
Yes, but look. That's not Ibuki. You can't see the hair. Someone had shorter hair than Ibuki. There is no hair sticking out of that bag.
Then does that mean someone forced her to do it?
Forced? Perhaps they used hypnotism or something?
No, because if you remember, she was afflicted with the gullible disease.
I don't know anything about that.
Don't say it all proud.
Putting that aside, it seems obvious that the killer did something. So, maybe we should figure out who was able to do whatever that was.
So, an alibi. Then our plan is to destroy the weakest alibi. Since Hajime has seen the video, it is clear what time the crime took place.
But just to be sure, that surveillance camera doesn't have a record function, right?
Right.
It's a cheap-ass surveillance camera, you know? There's no way it'd have some kind of sweet recording feature.
Then, the video Hajime saw was actually live?
Right.
What time did Hajime see that video?
I saw it at the hospital, right before Monokuma's morning announcement. And I saw the body at the music venue a little after Monokuma's announcement.
So Ibuki hanged herself right before Monokuma's announcement. And since we established that Hiyoko was killed before Ibuki...
That means it would have been who knows how long before the morning announcement.
That means the time that the murders occurred was before and during the announcement.
Then, we just have to find the person who doesn't have an alibi during that time?
Now then, I shall issue my decree. Let Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi commence.
Make your argument. Mikan's account, Sonia's account, Fuyuhiko's account.
We can exclude the sick people like me and Akane, right?
Right.
And what about the others?
Right before the morning announcement, I was totally sleeping in my motel room.
I think everyone at the motel was doing that.
So everyone who stayed at the motel doesn't have an alibi.
What about you guys?
I was where I was supposed to be, my own cottage.
That's not an alibi!
Aside from those afflicted by the disease, if nobody has an alibi, then...
No, that's
Mikan
wrong!
does.
Hold on. Not all of us are missing an alibi. In fact, Mikan and I both have alibis.
Yep. Here it comes. I knew it'd come into play.
You two have alibis?
Up until I saw that hanging video, Mikan and I were actually together for a while.
We even woke up together that morning.
Don't say it like that. You're gonna make them think we slept together. You know, you're gonna make them think we had sex. Shh. Calm down, girl.
Hey, what kind of situation is that?
See? And you have a guy like him. Shut up, Mikan. Gosh.
I accidentally fell asleep on top of Hajime.
You're making it even worse. Ooh. Ooh, Chiaki's getting jealous over here. Look, she did the ...
Too much info.
Nah, don't lie. You know you're getting jealous.
Yeah, it's not like that. She just came to tell me Nagato's condition had improved.
And we went to the hospital together afterward, so we were together until right before the announcement.
I get it. You guys have alibis.
If that's the case, the killer must be someone else.
It's better if we think about it like that. The killer decided to falsify the murder sequence to hide the actual time of the crime anyway.
So it's inevitable that an alibi for both before and during the morning announcement would be very important.
Yes, very, very important.
It feels like Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi has backed us into a corner instead.
...
But committing an imitation murder, is that really all it was?
What do you mean by that? Huh?
Faking the time the crime occurred by falsifying the murder sequence, hiding their alibi in the process. Was that the only reason the killer made both bodies imitate the movie?
Are you saying there was another reason?
I feel really bad for confusing you guys so much, but that's how I feel. I think the killer had a completely different reason for falsifying the murder sequence.
Okay. Now you're starting to confuse me. I had it all planned out in my head, all mapped out on how the killer did it and who I think the killer is, but I don't want them to be the killer. So, just throw me a bone here, Nagito. Come on. The killer had a different reason. ... If that's the case, are we still in the killer's trap? Inside a trap set by one of us? By the way, guys, before this video ends, I don't know when it's going to end or if it's about ready to end, but if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on post notifications to get notified whenever I upload a new video. And also, if you enjoy this video and you like this video, don't forget to hit that like button and leave a comment down below telling me how you enjoyed this video. And you know the rest, but let's continue. Inside a trap set by one of us. If so, then whose? And what kind of trap is it? Trial suspended.
Hiya!
Actually, yeah, that's where I'll leave today's episode, guys. So, I already did the outro. So, until next time, peace out, my friends. Goodbye.